your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Some sad news to report tonight. Local activist and political hopeful Kendall Casey, KCX Colebrook, has died. Colebrook was the leader of the Enough Movement and Solutions Radio and spearheaded several protests beginning in 2014, demanding that Bahamians benefit from the country's natural resources. He also led a protest against the ban on the importation of wrecked vehicles 10 years and older. In March of this year, Colebrook announced that he had decided to run as an independent candidate in the East Grand Bahama constituency. A native of Andros, Kendall Casey, KCX Colebrook, was also a sports enthusiast who spent many years assisting with the football on Grand Bahama. ZNS News has learned that Colebrook passed away last Wednesday after a battle with cancer. And we brought you the story last week of the chief clerk at the Immigration Department, Eloise Persenti, who was in the battle of her life. In that story, her niece made an impassioned appeal for financial assistance to meet the cost of Persenti's medical care after she allegedly experienced issues with her BPSU insurance. Well, we also have sad news to report tonight. Eloise Persenti lost the battle over the weekend as she passed away in a U.S.-based hospital this past Saturday. And that's a look at stories making news. Jay Philippe is up next with sports.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. The sporting community gathered this weekend to celebrate the life of Coach Wild Goose. A memorial service was held this Friday where persons came out to pay their last respects. A memorial service was held for Coach John Terry Wild Goose at Jubilee Cathedral. Coach Wild Goose, better known as Big Goose, died of cancer at the age of 65. Supporters came out in droves. Former teammates and players in basketball and soccer were there. Sporting legends were in attendance as well. Family members of Coach John Wild Goose were emotional. Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable R.M. Lewis, paying his last respect to Wild Goose, who will be remembered as a sports and Junkanoo legend. Some of his peers, such as Sophie Rubens, Apostle Gilbert Rhodes Sr., and Humphrey Smith, shared their fond memories of Coach Wild Goose.
What I most found about Wild Goose is how the respect that the guys who played with him had for him, even though he was a younger guy, or even though that he grew up with these guys in Freeport. And the respect that I see Cripple and Bookie and Stretch Morley and Tony Bird and Stan Williams, these guys had the utmost respect for Terry Wild Goose. And it's not because that Goose was a mean coach. He was not a mean coach, but he was a stern coach.
I know the person that given his heart and have changed his life to Jesus Christ. And at least once every week on Tuesday, after every sermon, and he said, I'll give you Monday to rest. But on Tuesday, he would call me every Tuesday to ask something what he don't understand. We would discuss it. And so, you know, that's a phenomenal young man. He encouraged me. I'm telling you, I became the man that I am because of people like Terry John Wild Goose, who impacted the life of so many others. You will see that in here today. So many of the young men, and so many went on to do well. You know, life is short, and we got to do what we say we're gonna do when it's time to do it. Because, you know, Inch and I was trying to put something together to do something in Bimini. We wanted to honor him because, you know, I said, you know, I don't think the nation has done enough as relates to the type of person that he was.
It's really tough, really tough. It's like losing a brother, a father. Because as a young man, only thing place we had to do is go to the Y. And basketball is our way out. Just stir the trouble. And tell me, you know, and he recognized some of our talent and put us on teams.
The funeral service for the Grand Bahama Sports Hall of Famer was held at Christ the King Anglican Church on Saturday morning, and he was later laid to rest at Harbor West Cemetery in 8 Mile Rock. That's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.